Do, do, do.
Oh, that was quick, quick. All right, ready? We're going live. In three, two, and YouTube we're already live, but it's
Two.
okay. Facebook. Donnie Mac. Marshentime. Back for another wonderful, amazing episode. Of course, of 863 Sports Buzz. Of course, gotta talk all kinds of sports. NHL, NBA, football, NFL. Come on, we got WNBA, NHL, MLB, am I missing one? And of course, our favorite sport of all time, which is just the bass fishing. You know, we gotta talk about that too every once in a while.
We
So,
have to throw that in there, dude.
of course, you know how that goes. Donnie Mac, how are you feeling today, sir?
Uh, Pretty much like every time I join this podcast, Martian Time, I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about, and we have 60 minutes to do it. Surely we can get something out from underneath our belt on this one, right, Martian Time?
I mean, we always get something out. We always argue about something too, usually, but it's okay because I usually end up being right, so it's all right.
Yeah, he's sucking out water.
Listen, it's all right, Donnie Mac. It's okay, buddy. I'll carry you. You know, I'll carry you like I've been doing in our Hard Rock Locks of the Night. Stay tuned in just a few minutes, guys. We're going to give you our Hard Rock Locks of the Night, which we do every night on TikTok. But on Mondays and Thursdays, we'll be doing them right here live. So you
Right
got
here
to be
live.
here every Monday and Thursday at 7:30. Right? You know, we'll be doing a little about
And
5-10 minutes into the podcast. What we do.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we realize that we are starting at 7:30, so we're taking our picks in mind on doing that too. If
Yep.
we
Yep.
have some really good plays, we'll do a TikTok, early on and get those plays off our chest and let you know what they are. Other than that, catch us here live at 7:30 to get our hard rock locks of the night, guys.
Yes, sir. You better believe it because we're going to be doing it every single night. We got to be making some money. Listen, my scoreboard died on me today, so I have to get it recharged. But I am leading Donnie Mac right now, 4-3. So Donnie Mac has made a little bit of a comeback. I'm giving him a little bit of credit at least because he was like 1 for 4 or 5. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I wasn't doing too well on that,
But you know what? Donnie Mac is back, guys. He is ready. He is going to roll as Alkaline Battery says he is the sensei in basketball, and basketball is going to be heating up because we are in the conference finals. Finally, both game sevens have been decided last night. I mean, some interesting teams won. Let's be honest. Both underdog teams pulled out the victory.
you know what, Martian time, and that's ironic too. And the way that series is going, it was the opposite from the east side to the west side. The home team was winning on the east side.
Yeah,
The away team was winning in the west. So
very
it
true.
was ironic what was going on, and as nonetheless they went to Game 7 and Dallas Mavericks, OKC, Game 7, that was epic, Martian time. You go back and you look at the highlights and you watch the last 6 minutes of that game. It was an absolutely phenomenal game. It was a game that OKC and Dallas, if you told me these two teams were involved in the future, I would say, okay, yeah, I can believe that kind of ending right there. You know what I mean?
Listen, that was a great game. And again, the NBA comes out and says the officiating ruined a play call at the end of that game,
They
which could
did.
have caused a big issue. I'm telling you, man, why don't they have somebody just up in the booth and saying, "Hey, that was a foul. That was not a foul." I feel like this would be so easy to fix. Am I not wrong about this? Like, is it just me?
No, 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 you're not
It's
wrong,
just
Martian
I don't
time.
know.
You're not.
I'm
And
very
you know what?
confused about it.
Baseball is going to evolve. They've evolved with everything else. Why not evolve with this? You know what I mean? Look at what NBA has done, or in baseball. You know what I mean? They're adaptive. They're coming along. At some point, they have to get involved and do. I've watched them reverse calls early on in the year, and you've heard me voice my opinion on that. Even because I watched the Cavaliers, it's my team, and I've watched probably 85% of their games this year. And I've watched them reverse calls because of the play prior to that.
100%.
So, I mean, On
Well,
Draymond Green, Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? That was precisely the game I was talking about there, Warriors and Cavs. But they need to evolve with that, and I have full confidence they're going to.
yeah, I mean, they got to change something because
They have to.
it doesn't take very long to have somebody up in the booth, have somebody just there watching these plays as they're happening. And if they see something wrong, oh, they can rewind it a little bit and say, hey, man, stop the game real fast. That was a foul. That was this. That was that. It's not that hard to do. And, I think it would bring back the integrity in the game because that's what we need back. We need the integrity back in sports. That's all I feel like. That's all I want to say before we do our Hard Rock Locks tonight on this game, But, Donnie Mac, before it gets too late, I don't know what game you have. Do you have a late game or do you have an early game that we need to get out of the way?
Give me a second. I'm kind of
Okay,
writing
okay.
this up for you.
Oh yeah, okay. I got you. Listen, why Donnie Mac is doing that? Minnesota made history last night and overcoming a 20-point deficit to win Game 7.
Yeah, good call,
Biggest Game
Marshentime.
7 comeback of all time. Don't get me wrong. The Nuggets had a lot to do with that because nobody could shoot except for Joker or Murray. I think Donnie Mac was right. I don't think anybody even scored in double digits other than
No.
Joker or Murray, which is crazy. You know, Joker had like 22 points, 19 or 17 rebounds, and like 5 assists going into halftime. Halftime, my man was going. He was putting it all out on the floor, and you could tell. He was doing everything he could, but his team was just not helping him. Nobody helped him in the second half, and it looked.
Y-
He was
you
drained. You could
know,
tell at the end of that game
Jamal
he was
Murray
drained.
on the stat line. I didn't watch that game, Marshentime, but to back you up on Jamal Murray on the stat line, he looked good. But as you said, he got everything in the first half, which is why they
Mm-hmm.
were up by 20 in the first half, and Minnesota overcame that deficit come by. But Joker didn't have any help. I went back, watched replays on that. I am an NBA TV subscriber. So I went back and I watched it, and you're right. You're absolutely 100% right. That's exactly what happened. He had
Yeah,
no help in the second half.
everybody became
Ev-
stagnant. Everybody was just relying
yeah,
on Murray and Joker to do something. Basketball is not a two-man game.
that's not.
They got to move around. They got to get open. They got to open people up. Just the movement makes other people looking like, oh God, this guy's over here. Unless Joker blow by or Jamal Murray blow by, because they have to look at this guy over here now. But if somebody's just standing in the corner the whole time, the guy's like, well, he's just gonna stand there. Why not? I can go over and help against Joker.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that right there. So I mean, I do have an early game. It tips off at I believe 7:45 tonight. The first pitch is Baltimore on the run line or on the money line. I'm sorry, they're plus 100. They're going against a guy that's been shelled in the last couple of games. He's got 11 in his pitch, or Sonny Gray. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
yeah.
Sonny Gray, and he's a reputable pitcher. He started out the season strong. Last 11 innings, Marshentime, he's gave it up 11 earned runs. So
Mm.
jump on Baltimore with a plus 100 on the money line for the first 5 innings if you can. For the
Listen,
first five innings.
you heard it from Donnie Mac himself. His Hard Rock lock of the night. Take are you going on the money line or are you going on the points line?
I'm going on the money
On
line,
the money
or
line.
you can
Okay,
go,
okay.
you can go on the run line for the first 5 innings. But Sonny Gray's going to give up at least 3 or 4 runs to that Baltimore
Ooh,
offense,
okay.
and
Yeah,
they're in
Baltimore's
St.
offense is
Louis.
looking crazy.
They are in St. Louis, and Baltimore's offense is and Kramer's pitching for Baltimore, which has not been very very well himself. I'm
Yeah,
just
he has not
saying.
been very steady.
Sonny Gray has been that bad. Historically, he's been good at home, but in the last 11 innings, like I said, he's given up 11 runs. I do not like his chances in the first 5 innings against this offense.
Okay, listen. I'm sticking with Major League Baseball with you. My pick, let me pull my pick over here. I got the Dodgers. All right. I don't know if you can see it because the slide's kind of. The Dodgers over the D backs, man.
Yeah.
But I'm taking them on the run line. Listen,
I,
D backs just lost very, very hard. They lost 3 out of 4. I think it was Detroit. They were struggling. They were doing well. And listen, the Dodgers are the number one in the West for a reason.
yep.
Yamamoto is pitching. They just signed this guy for
Shohei.
$300 million.
Yep.
Shohei is hitting crazy bombs. Take
He
the
is
Dodgers in
blasting.
LA over the D-backs with the runs, man. Take them over with the runs. Let's go.
I'm gonna follow it up with you there, Marshentime. I'm gonna follow you. Look, I got LA on the run line
Okay,
at the
there you
bottom
go.
there.
Look
Got him up.
at that.
I'm also going to take Houston. Take Baltimore on that run line right now. Jump in, jump on it right now. Go ahead and get them on the run line or on the money line. Sorry, not the run line for Baltimore. Also, jump on Houston in the first 5 innings minus a run and a half against the Los Angeles Angels. Angels Reed Detmer has been atrocious. 27 in a third innings pitch, giving up 26 earned runs. You're going to want to take that. You're getting plus 135. So that's a 3-pick lock right there. Hard rock
Oh,
locks of
okay.
the night. You're going to want that. You're going to first 5 innings. Houston get them on the run line. Minus 1.5, you get a plus 135. Couple that with the Baltimore on the money line, plus 100. Give them that LA Dodgers minus a run and a half, plus 115.
Listen, I like it, man. I respect it. I like Donnie Mac. I'm clapping for. Hang on, let me get my clapping here. Let me get some clapping here and some cheering for our Hard Rock Rock of the night. You know it's gonna work. You know it's gonna be good. Listen, we're gonna raise our scoreboard up because Donnie Mac has got he's still catching up. I'm respecting Donnie Mac. I'm expecting him to do better. So
yeah, I expect myself to do better. I appreciate
I took
that
a little bit of a
confidence.
crazier yesterday.
I really
yesterday. I took a crazy one yesterday with Joker going for a triple double, which if his teammates did, he would have hit it.
Exactly. He was only 1 assist away.
I was very disappointed in that. So.
He had 9, 1 assist away. You know what, Marshentime, I was with you on that. I locked that in. I second guessed that. You've been on fire, brother. So I'm trying to make a comeback. I'm trying to give you 2 a night. I've been doing pretty well. I went 1-1 as you went 0-1. So our viewers still got one on the good parlay. So I like the round robin something like this. I throw another pick with that right there. Find something else you guys like and round robin with a 4-pick. That's a 3 to get it started right there. Round robin that, man. You're guaranteed to return some money on Hard Rock. Go check it out.
100%. Yeah. Go check it out. Go check it out. Hard Rock. It's a fun little thing to do. You don't have to bet a lot unless you get to like Donnie Mac's level. Then you got to start betting a little bit higher. But you know what? Hey, he's earned it. He's deserved it, man. He's doing well. So listen.
Hey, not so far, man. You know what? A couple of my picks did not age very well there on TikTok.
Guys, so they did not age well at all, but neither did mine. So listen, let's go on to the NBA. Let's talk about the playoffs, man. We got the last
viewer,
4.
Matt Mercer.
Listen, we got 4 left. That's all we got, man. We got the T-Wolves, the Mavs, the Celtics, and the Pacers. Let's be honest. At the beginning of the year, there was only one team in this that we expected.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the Celtics.
That's it.
Where do you see this playoffs going, man?
At the beginning of the year, we definitely did not see the Mavericks making their way into this conversation.
100%. We didn't
after they hit that trade deadline.
I didn't expect the T-Wolves to make it this far.
When you and I looked at each other the next day after that trade went down, where they acquired both PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford and company.
Yeah.
They already had Derek Lively, which is, was in the running for Rookie of the Year. This guy grabbed 15 boards in this last game to knock out OKC. 15 boards, okay? And 5 of them were offensive boards. But when we saw that, Marshentime, we knew that Dallas was going to be a problem. We knew it.
Listen, I got Dallas as my Western Conference Finals champion in Hard Rock Bet right now. So you can see how I trusted them in the playoffs. Once they reach the playoffs, I have faith in them. They are a dangerous, dangerous team. As Donnie Mac said, if you guys watched a couple podcasts ago, he said the Dallas Mavericks are one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs right now. And they are proving it. And guess what? Luka's going to be mad because they just knocked out his buddy. I'm telling you, man, Luka's going to come into a different person right now.
He is. He's going to have fire in his eyes, Marshentime. And, here's the plus to that. Number one, with Denver, and it might not be much by the naked eye when you're looking at it, but if you're a professional and that kind of talent and, the healing and the medicinal uh, training and everything that you have available to you. Look, Game 7, Denver and Timberwolves. Dallas Mavericks did not have to go 7 games.
No,
They
they
get
went
an
just
extra day of rest going
a
into
couple
that,
days
and
extra
that's
rest.
bad. That's bad for the Timberwolves because Luca has had a calf strain going on, and he was still putting up triple doubles with a calf strain. Now he's got an extra day in the hot tub, dude. There's going to be trouble in
Be
this first
ready.
game. There's going to
Listen,
be
man,
trouble.
I'm telling you, the Mavs, I would not doubt them winning this and going to the finals. I'm not
And
doubting it. I feel this series goes at least 6 or 7 games.
yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think it goes 7 at least
You
Martian
know,
time, and it's going to be a hard battle. And I'll be bold enough to say right now, you can go ahead and take Luka Doncic with a triple double in this first game.
ooh, man, going bold right off the
Hmm
bat. I like it. I like it, Donnie Boy.
Against the
I like
league's
it.
best defense. Against the league's best defense.
Oh, that's a very good possibility. I mean,
Defensive Player of the Year, Six Man
Luka's
of the
going
Year.
crazy.
You know what I
So
mean?
yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
six
So
man of the year, watching the fourth quarter in Nas Reed, dude, that dude, man, I'm telling you, he changed the dynamic of the T Wolves. This dude came in and he played with his energy and his heart, and I loved it, man. I respect that gameplay. And listen, keep it up, buddy. You are the sixth man of the year for a reason.
yeah. Yeah, you know what, Nas Reed, and like I said before, and that's to the talent that the Joker has. You remember in Game 6 when I was talking about when Denver won that game, how he went down the floor back to back to back against 3 7-footers,
Yeah,
and 2 of them have accolades throughout this
yeah,
season. They have
100%.
credentials from having the Six Man of the Year award, defensive player. That he's the MVP. So you're talking about 3 of the biggest awards in the NBA showdown. That's why that series went 7 games.
No,
That's
I mean, it
exactly
was a good
why.
series. And listen, Joker came out with a fire in his eyes, like I called after what he did
Hmm
and so what he's seen in Game 6. And Game 7
He
was
was ready
completely
for the
different.
smoke. He had
Listen, if there
19
was
rebounds.
any help at all for them, the Nuggets are probably in the finals again because they're right now. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Gordon and Caldwell Pope. I mean, all of them. They're all missing shots that they shouldn't miss. Like they're
Yeah,
wide
yeah,
open shots and they're missing them.
I
It's
totally agree.
bad, But
I totally agree. I totally agree. Nobody shot the ball well. Nobody shot beyond 30% besides the Joker and Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray didn't even do that.
yeah, I
He
mean
shot about 40%.
Was very sloppy at that end of the game. He was causing a lot of turnovers on his own team and just making poor passes, man. I mean, it was poor passing at the end of that game from Denver. They were very sloppy with the ball, and they just didn't seem to want it at the end, man. I'm telling you. I mean, maybe Joker just told him, "Hey, let's just go home. I want to go back to my horse racing." You never know. I mean, that's what it seems like. But
That's what he
was,
said he does with his MVP awards. He gives them to his horses, lets
yeah,
his horses play with them. I was like, oh my God,
this
don't
guy,
tell that
man,
to the public.
that dude is something else. But listen, let's go on to the East. We have the Celtics, who we all expected to be here. They
The
have the
Boston
easiest.
booty
They've had
cheeks.
the easiest route ever to the Eastern Conference Finals. They played a banged up Heat, and banged up Cavs, and now they're playing Indiana Pacers.
And you know what? I think that's the perfect setup series for them, Marshentime. And let me tell you why. Okay, Indiana's young.
They are
Okay,
young. They don't know what they're doing. They're just shooting the ball. That's what they're doing.
they're young, and that's dangerous for any team. First of all, that's dangerous. I mean, they went up against the depleted New York. New York had at least 1 or 2. If they had OG, that's a different outcome. If they
100%.
have, Julius Randle, I think that's a different outcome. I think if they have Mitchell
Even a
Robinson
Jalen
and
Brunson at
or
100%, I think it's a different outcome.
exactly. I think it's a different outcome. So, but I think they'll be sleeping on Indiana. Indiana's going to send them a shock wake up call. And this is what I hope that happens. And it can happen. Tyrese Halliburton wakes the hell up. If he wakes the hell up and starts going off like he did in the first half of this season,
Man,
Martian time,
Halliburton has been sleeping for like 6 months. I
telling
don't know
you,
what you're talking about. He ain't coming back, buddy.
this
He is
guy's
like
killing me,
he's
man.
like deep in the dragon caves right now, man. You might as well just leave him alone. He ain't coming out.
TJ
He's
McConnell
history.
is the
He's a
most
myth.
physical guy
He's a
on
myth.
that side of the ball, which is not a good thing.
Listen, good Tyrese Halliburton is a myth. He's gone. I don't know what happened to him. He was a
I don't
myth.
know.
We all got to
Yeah,
see it for like 2 weeks, and now
he
it's a
was an
myth.
all star.
He
He was an
was.
all
It
star
was like crazy. The in season tournament, man. That's all you got to go back and look
in
at.
season.
Watch,
Yeah,
go watch the in season tournament. He was a different guy, and now
and
he's just become like
I
an
I
average
just
role
don't
player.
understand. I don't understand. I really don't. Who he thinks he's going to give the ball to take it over, because nobody can take over the ball and be that guy. He
No,
needs to be that Tyree Maxey. He needs to be that Jalen Brunson. He needs to be that Steph Curry. He needs to be that guy.
well, he's
He's
not.
that
I'm
guy.
sorry, he's
He
not.
can do it, man. I
I
don't
don't know,
understand that.
man.
If that wakes up in this series for some reason, Marshentime, we could have a heater on our hands.
Listen, like I said, man, he's a myth now. Until we see it again,
Oh, we might be
that
calling
myth
him
is gone.
Championship
So,
Tyrese here after this series. Who
yeah,
knows?
okay. Listen,
I
man.
hope not, man, because
Uh,
Boston presents the most challenge to any team over there in the West, especially if Tingus Pingus comes back. I mean, that would be great. That would be absolutely 100% phenomenal if Tingus comes back.
oh my god, good old
Senor
Tingus
Pingus.
Pingus, man. Tingus Pingus, come back. We need you, man. We need to talk
And,
about you.
and you know what I mean, man. And you know what I mean.
No, I mean 100%. And with White and Brown and Tatum, they are a dangerous team when they're healthy.
Uh,
I mean, but of course they're not fully healthy, but they have so much depth. They have so much depth. It's ridiculous. There's
what
no help when you have your three-star players really playing strong.
And then you have Al Horford
Yeah,
setting
just
new
to step
NBA
right in.
records
Yeah,
like he
it's
did.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
do what he
ridiculous.
did. And then there's one thing we got to factor in here, and I don't think it's going to get by Tyrese Halliburton, and he's going to get a bad draw on this because he's going to have Drew Holiday on his ass all
True.
series. So that's not going to be good for him. But
No,
then
that
again,
is very
we've
accurate.
seen the booty cheeks lay down a few times, and not use any toilet
Listen,
paper.
listen. The booty cheeks are always gonna have that one game where they slip up because I think they just I don't know what happens. But
What game is it going
watch.
to be in this series? You
It's
know what I
probably going to
mean?
be game two. It seems to be always game two, man. It seems to
Two
always
or
be game
three.
two.
It's two
It's
or
game
three. It's
two. It's
always
game
two.
two
Yeah.
against the Heat and game two against the Cavs. It's always game two, man. I'm telling you, they're going to lose game two.
It might be game one this time.
Maybe, but I highly doubt it. They've had a lot of rest. They've had a lot of rest,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah,
maybe they
they
come in
have.
rusty,
They
but
have.
I highly doubt it.
And they're licking their chops waiting to play the Indiana Pacers right now. They're licking their
Yeah,
chops.
the easiest run to the Eastern Conference Finals ever. I'm telling you,
But
man,
yeah,
it's a little embarrassing.
it is. It's totally embarrassing, and it's even more embarrassing if the Lakers were in the East. They would have been number 4 in the East. So that's even more embarrassing.
100%. I mean, yeah, that's accurate. That's
The
very,
Warriors
very
have been
accurate.
number 6. Yeah.
You know, I
That's
mean,
crazy, Martial time. It's a different league that we're playing in. But then again, when we're talking about the NBA, we got the draft coming, and we got I think 7 out of the 10 top 10 teams, or
yeah.
and 2 of them are San Antonio's first. So going to be picking in the top 15. So
Yeah, I mean they're
that's
all in the East, and we need the East to get a little bit better because I'm sick and tired of
and
looking
there
at the
are a
East.
couple of international players
And
out there that are pretty good.
there's quite a few players out there. You know, of
So
course, if you
there's
want,
a
of
few to
course, I
pick
guess
from.
if you want, you can go draft Bronny James too. You know,
You might want to stem off on that. I see him in the later second round being getting drafted. Somebody will draft him, take a shot, trying to lure his dad in. That's exactly
yeah,
what they'll do.
yeah. Do you see what team do you see that happening to? Is what my question is because I don't see any team that's going to take a chance.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers did it.
Mm, okay,
I
I can
really
see it.
wouldn't. It would not shock me. It
Yeah,
would
no,
not
I could
shock
see
me
it.
at
I could
all.
see it.
I could see the Golden State Warriors doing it. Really good.
Mm, mm,
It's
okay,
not far
okay.
fetched from him. It's not far down the state from him. So it would be an easy shuttle for him.
Good possibilities. We'll see what happens. But listen, give me your predictions right now. Conference Finals champions, Donnie Max, final appearances. Who's gonna make it, man? Who is making it?
Ah man, as much as I love the Dallas Mavericks, I did not see this Timberwolves team doing what they're doing. They just beat the reigning NBA champs. They beat the MVP. Um, I'm going to take the Timberwolves in 7 in this series. I hope I'm wrong. To meet the Boston Celtics, and I'm going to say Indiana's going to push it to 6 games.
Are we living in a dream world? What's going on here, man? What? No, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Donnie, man. There, unless something miracle happens and Halliburton shows up and decides to play like the guy he was,
I think he
there is
will one
no
game.
chance for them. 5 games, that's it. Unless
Hmm.
Siakam can go back and like dominate everything and dominate, Al Horford and everything. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening, buddy. 5 games, Boston Celtics wins the game 5. That's if, like I said, if Halliburton doesn't show up. If Halliburton shows up and goes back to his in-season tournament, maybe they push it to 6. Even then, though, I
I
think the Boston Celtics are just too much.
I just like George Carlisle. I mean, I think he's a little bit better coach. He's a defensive minded coach,
True,
and
100%. I agree with that one. Better coach,
I,
100%.
I just think he's a step above Joe Mazzulla. I just
Yeah, I
really
mean,
do.
hey man,
Joe
this Boston
Mazzulla's been
Celtics
there
should
three
fire an
times.
entire Doc
I
Rivers.
know. I mean they need to do some. I don't know if they do that, but they might need a guy like George Carlisle or Tom Thibodeau or a guy
Oh.
like that can actually get it done. You know what I mean? Because Joe, he's proved he can't do it.
No, I mean, I seem to agree with that. We'll see. Listen, if they don't make it this year, they need to blow that whole team up. That team just needs to give up. They should just all retire from basketball right then and there because they're never gonna make it ever again. Like,
I
there's
just think
no.
those young guys will buy into the defensive scheme for a day for a game or two, and it'll win them a game. And Tyrese
Okay,
Halliburton is at some point he's going to let loose.
we'll see what happens, man. I mean,
So I
it could
think it
happen.
gets them 2 games.
It
It's
could
good enough
happen.
for 2 games. Boston's just too good.
Okay.
They can't make it too far with them. But who are you taking in the West, man?
Listen, man. This is the one that's tough for me. I feel like
Minnesota
it's
and
going
Luca.
6 or 7 games. It's going the distance. This
I
series is
think it
going the
is.
distance.
I think it is
Um,
too. You got two
I think
championship
this is a coin
calibers.
flip, dude. I really do. I think this is a coin flip. I
Me
think
too.
either team could win this
Me too.
one,
I do
but
too.
again,
I,
I'm going
home court advantage.
with an ex MVP in Luca and taking over Luca and Kyrie. Man, Luca and Kyrie together. That's just a deadly front court or back court. That back court's just crazy.
Yeah.
There's not a team that can stand up to that backcourt. And the T Wolves defense isn't the backcourt. You know what I mean?
Jade
It's all
McDaniels has got really good defense. Anthony Edwards
you
plays really
cannot.
good
No,
perimeter
don't even.
defense.
You
He
cannot tell
does.
me that is where their defense is held, sir. Don't even start with that crap because you know it's
Listen,
Towns and you know it's Gobert. I mean, Edwards is kind of there, but Edwards isn't
Alexander
near the
Walker,
size of Luca.
very
Luca is
good.
10 times the size of him, and Luca is 10 times just as shifty. Anthony Edwards talked a lot of crap, but guess what? Luca's going to give it right back to him. There
We're
may
gonna
be fist
see.
throwing this series. I'm
We're
telling you,
gonna see.
there may be fist
He ain't that
throwing.
much bigger than Anthony Edwards.
He
He
is.
might be as far as weight, but he's not as far as size. He's
I
not
think he
that
has a
much bigger than that.
larger wingspan, and a hot taller man. I'm telling you, Luca's a very tall guard.
Oilers Canucks just popped up on my phone. They were trying to give me an offer for him. I love Edmonton, man. This series has been back and forth. I'm not trying to
Edmonton
get
wins this
on
game.
hockey
I'm
right
telling
now.
you.
I think Edmonton wins too. But so you're going coin flip, but you're going Luca ex MVP. I love
Yep.
Luca in this game, man. I'm going with defense. That's the only reason why I say it. I do believe it's a coin flip because the defense that Dallas displayed against that Oklahoma City Thunder in this last
Pretty
series,
dangerous.
wow, wow. They have the size to compete with Nas Reed, Rudy Gobert,
Yeah,
Carl. They have the size to do that, and they have the
and the
size
depth.
that can shoot. Just like Carl Anthony Towns can shoot that rock from the corner three, so can PJ Washington, and
That
they
was
have the
another
depth.
thing. I was talking to Alkline about it after you had left today, and we were talking, and we were like, if you get Rudy Gobert out and have to guard Washington and stuff, he can't do it. He's not that great at defending that 3 point line and stuff.
No, he's not.
That is where I think it's different for them to be able. They're still going to so Luca can still drive, Kyrie can still drive and make these big plays. I'm telling you, man. Think the Mavs have an edge.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Like I said, I did not take them as the most dangerous team going into this playoff tournament for nothing in the West Side, as you mentioned further on in this podcast, dude. And I believe that at that trade deadline, it changed the whole dynamic of their team. And once they meshed, they hit that playoff series. And last series is when we really saw that defense start buckling down from that lower paint, man. Oh, it
100%.
was epic. It was nice to watch.
Yeah, and
Very
they've
cool to
taken out the
watch.
Clippers. They've taken out OKC now. Listen, they've taken out the number one seed. Everybody forgets that
Marshentime.
OKC was the number one seed.
Exactly. That was the number one seed. You put that kind of defense behind the two best guards in the NBA up for
It's kind of
in the
crazy.
backcourt. That's crazy. You're right. It's a recipe for a championship, is what it is.
Telling you, that's where it's looking like it's going to me, and I think they're going to win this. And I'm feeling Game 7. I don't think it's going to go. I think they could squeeze it out in 6. I feel like it's going Game 7.
And I told you, Luca gets a triple double in game one. I
Yeah,
told you
you
that
already called
already
that.
for no
You already called
reason
it,
at
man.
all. You know what I mean? It wasn't for no reason at all. It's because I believe that's what kind of series this is going to be.
No, I can see that, man. I can see it coming. I'm ready for it.
I've
Listen,
been watching basketball and loving basketball for a long time, and that's what's about to happen, Jack.
hey, baseball's picking up, man. We're going to switch over to
Yes,
baseball. Let's do
sir.
some baseball.
Heck yeah. Let's
Major League
do it,
Baseball,
brother.
there's been some interesting things happen. We talked
I
about
got my
last night.
rally cap on for my
Yeah,
boys, man.
yeah. And they're going to need it, too. They got to catch up, man.
I
Telling you,
know.
the
I
Dodgers
know.
just took a couple games from them, so
That
it's a little
that was the
scary.
worst series
So
for a long, long time.
listen, Dodgers 8 games ahead of you guys in that division.
I know. I
So
know.
the
They.
most
I mean, they
disappointing team in
absolutely
the most disappointing team in
taken
baseball.
3 out
Who
of
you
4
calling,
just
buddy?
like that.
Who you calling?
Um, man, most disappointing
Most
in
disappointing.
baseball
Who
for
had the
me
most hype and it's just falling off? Falling off
right
the face
now.
of the
It's
earth.
got to be Atlanta. It's got to be Atlanta.
Really?
They're staying alive. They're not doing what we expected them to do. And they compiled a lot of injuries right now. So I'm
That
going to
they
go
have.
with
That they have.
Atlanta. Ronald
Man.
Acuna Jr. is showing signs of being lackadaisical, first of all, dropping the outfield blotch that he did the other day.
He
These things
did.
can pile up, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen with a quickness.
Man,
Uh, they're 26-17. I'm not gonna. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
okay,
You
okay.
know, they're
All right.
still. I mean, you could be pointing at the Reds being, bottom basement in
Hey,
that
they're pretty
division
bad. They're
right
pretty
now
bad.
with the talent they have. You could point at the Diamondbacks being under
That is where I
500 right
wanted to
now at
go,
this
right
point.
there.
You know what I
Diamondbacks, man.
mean?
That is
But for me,
exactly
it's
where I was
Atlanta.
going.
It's
Listen,
Atlanta
Atlanta was
should.
winning games. They're without
They're
their
giving up
ace.
too many though. They're giving
They
exactly.
have.
They're
Yeah,
without their
their
ace. They're
ace,
compiled a
but
lot of, but they're supposed to be that next team up type,
okay,
in the
okay.
next man up type.
Listen,
They're staying
they're still
alive. Maybe that's a
26 and
bad choice.
17. They're still 600. And
Yeah, that should be my second pick. It should be my
all
second pick.
right,
But
all right.
they're not their guys. To me, their guys are giving up. Like I mentioned,
Man,
Ronald Acuna, it was a bad sign. Maybe it's because I'm watching it and I'm not really looking at the numbers because I'm watching body language. I'm looking to see what's going on, and that's pretty much what I
no, I mean
see.
I can see that, man. I can see where you're going with it, and I understand what you're saying. But yeah, the Diamondbacks to me, man, they made it so far last year in the playoffs, and now they're under 500. They're losing
They are.
games that they shouldn't, and they're just looking horrible all around. Their pitching's not good. They're getting bodied, really. I mean, they're getting destroyed on everything. Their bullpen's not looking good. Their run support's not looking good. Everything is looking bad. That's scary. This team was so good last year at taking advantage of every little mistake you did. They're not doing anything this year. It's
They're
it's
not.
bad. It's scary, man.
They're absolutely not. And you're right. They should be on high alert. They better do something. They better find some kind of help somewhere somehow. Get it
They need a lot of help, not
on
just a little
that
bit of
trade
help.
talk. They need a lot of help. You're right. They need a
But
lot of
listen,
help.
those are our obviously our worst teams, our most surprised disappointments. Now we're gonna go to the most surprising teams in the Major League Baseball. Where are you gonna go?
Oh man, that's easy for me. To me, at this point, it's the Yankees.
The
Um,
Yankees. Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
it is the
I was
Yankees.
going
They're
NL
fun.
team, but the Yankees are not bad.
they're finally living up. On the road, at home, it doesn't matter. They're 8-2 in the last 10. They're
Yeah,
33 and
yeah, true,
15.
true.
They're 688 overall right now, and they're blowing the Orioles out of the water right now. So the Orioles cannot. Baltimore cannot afford to get too far behind, and Tampa Bay's already done that too. They're barely above 500. Boston's already dropped under, and then the Blue Jays. I mean, so they've already given them 11, 9, and 8 game head start. Baltimore's the closest team to them right now. And Baltimore's going to stay alive. They've got a few hiccups, and they're still close to them. That their hiccups, minor leagues, pitching, the whole 9 yards, coming up, going down. They're still alive, but the Yankees for me is probably got to be the most surprising for me because everybody's clicking right now for the Yankees, especially Aaron
Mm.
Judge.
The only reason I'm not calling them my most surprising team is because they have so much talent.
Yeah, they do.
I
They
can't
do.
call them my most surprising team when they have that much talent.
I call them
My
the most
most
surprising
surprising
because
team,
every year they have the most talent.
we're
Every
going to
year.
the NL, man. We're going to the NL. We're going to the Central, where you guys are from, and we're going to Milwaukee Brewers. The
Yeah,
Brewers are 27 and 19.
they
Number
are
one in the Central right now, above the Cubs, above the Pirates, above your Reds.
way above them. Eight
Yeah,
and a half games to be exact.
listen, but still, the Brewers are winning games, dude. I'm telling you, man. I love how they're playing. They're not winning by much. They're playing small ball. They're not getting a lot of home runs, but they're playing good. They're winning games. I love it. Milwaukee Brewers, man. Telling you, number one, they're making the playoffs. They're going. They're making a run this year.
Didn't they get your boy from Miami? Isn't that
No,
who
where
they
did he go? He went
traded
to the
him to?
Padres. He went to the Padres.
Oh yeah, San Diego. You're right, San
Yeah,
Diego.
yeah.
Now that we're
Stupidest
talking
trade.
about San Diego,
Stupidest trade ever.
San Diego, man, they were looking good, and
God,
Yu Darvish has got 25 innings with no earned runs,
that is
man.
true.
So they're starting to play. They're going to need every bit of that too. Luis Reyes and Yu Darvish to catch up to those Dodgers because Dodgers are already 7 games ahead of them.
I mean, you see my pick right there, man. Dodgers over the
But they did
Padres.
win that series against them. They just played a series last
Yeah,
weekend against the Dodgers,
yeah.
and they went 2-1 in that series. So
Listen,
they got 2 out of 1.
yeah, yeah. Well, they're not doing it. They're
No,
not
two
going to
out
do it
of
again
three.
next
My
time.
bad.
Let's be honest. They were in San Diego for that one too, though.
Yeah,
Just to
they
be
were.
fair.
They were. But
So
San Diego's competitive. You know
they
what?
are. They
In
are.
Milwaukee, to back you up, Christian Yelich is playing pretty solid ball while
Dude,
hitting
Yelich
under the
is one of
radar.
the greatest hitters of all time. This guy has
Mm-hmm.
been so quietly, always had a good batting average, and he's just been
Old
quietly doing
Marlins
it
boy.
every year. Exactly. Even when he was with the Marlins, he had a good year or
Mm-hmm.
good average
That's when he
batting
started
average.
breaking out. That's why he got paid.
And it's cool to watch. So hey, Christian Yelich, go do your thing, buddy. Go do your thing. I'm all for it. Even though it kind of hurts as a Marlins fan. We had Christian Yelich. We had what are you selling? Marcelo Osuna. We had Giancarlo Stanton. We had JT Realmuto. All on this team who are now four of their top best players on all their teams. It's crazy. It's annoying. It's frustrating, and we never won a championship that those four on our team. It's crazy.
You guys had a lot of Hall of Famers come through Florida too.
I'm telling you, dude. But just that one team had all four of those players on that team.
The Hard Rock locks up there,
Yeah, I got
so
mine right
everybody
there,
can
buddy.
see
Still
them.
sitting there.
So everybody
Listen.
could see them. Jump on it. I got some
So
money on it.
we've done all. Anything else in baseball you
Excuse
want
me.
to talk about? Anything crazy that's happened over the week? Any team that we
Uh,
want to you
it,
call your early World Series champion?
It's just Dodgers. I mean, they look so absolutely flawless right now. And good news for them, Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, he picked up right where he left off in
Oh yeah,
L.A. With the Angels. And he's smashing the balls, hit the longest, in that park that they've seen
yeah,
in I don't know a century or whatever. He's progressed his throwing program. He's up to 50 foot or 50 yards on his throwing program. So if they have him at the later half of this season, that he can pitch, in the bullpen or something like that, or give him a spot start in the latter half of the NLCS or something like that, that would be game changing.
yeah. I mean that could be. I don't know if they're going to do it. I'm just saying, but you never know.
I wouldn't. Not if you make it that far.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
you gotta protect the guy. You gotta
Don't.
protect
Yeah.
him.
Don't. You got a lot of investment in him. You know.
Gee, yeah, that's an understatement right there, man. Whew, whew. I wouldn't even want to think about
Not
that.
up front though. Not up front. So
That's true,
hopefully
not up front,
they
but you're
got.
gonna pay him. It's guaranteed, buddy. So you're
Yeah.
stuck.
It's guaranteed. Hopefully they had some injury
Could be another
protection in
Bobby
there
Bonilla
somewhere.
day, you know?
Bobby. Bobby
Oh,
Boucher.
oh man,
Joe
listen,
Montana.
listen. MLB, we're getting, we're heating up, we're stewing it. And, I mean, I'm still looking, trying to go to a Marlins game because it's getting cheaper and cheaper. So I'm going to go to a Marlins game pretty soon. So hopefully, I'll get that Donnie Mac tag along with, can do a podcast down there for a little while. But we got to go to a St. Lucie Mets game, man, because I'm ready to go to a baseball game. I want me some hot dogs and
Yeah, I'm
some good
trying
old
to tell you,
peanuts and
dude.
Cracker Jacks, man. I'm in.
You know what? If I do all the right things and I play my cards correctly, man, I'll be in with you here sooner or later. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear my shirt like as I vowed. Uh, all hot dogs.
Maybe, yeah, yeah, hot dogs. Hot dog counter. Let's see how many you can do.
I'm gonna put a target on my back and put a hot dog counter on my front,
Yeah,
and you know what I mean. We're,
you're gonna
we're
eat every
gonna
single one of them,
mess some
guys. I'm
hot
gonna, I'm
dogs
gonna,
up.
I'm gonna start video recording about 12, about 12, and I'm gonna start video recording. See how many you can go. Listen, I'm gonna be the one buying the hot dogs. Just throw at him.
I, luckily for you, I'll be
Uh,
standing right next to you, so you can hit me.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. I'll give you that one.
So,
I'll
Martian
give
time,
you
do we
credit.
want to split this off? We want to talk about some WNBA, Bassmasters, NHL. Where do
Oh
we want to
man.
go from here?
Well, we gave our NHL talk. I mean, we gave our Edmonton picks. We already know
Yeah,
it's
I
the
like
Panthers
Edmonton.
Rangers. Um, man, Panthers Rangers. It's gonna be an interesting series.
That's
We
the
already,
Stanley
you
Cup
already,
right there.
you know, Stanley
I
Cup.
told
Oh,
you.
you're calling it that
I
far
told you.
ahead?
Listen,
Whichever team wins,
listen.
wins.
Yeah, that's the Stanley Cup right there. That's
Okay.
exactly what I'm saying right there.
You
Whoever
heard
wins
it.
between Florida and New York. Remember when I said this earlier on in the playoffs in the National Hockey League that I can't wait to see the Panthers and the Rangers? Well, here it is. That
Yeah,
was
you
what I was
did.
talking about. When I said that, watch this series. We're going 7 games in this series right here, and whoever wins this series is going to win the Stanley Cup.
Man, you're being awful brave there, but I like it. I
I'm,
respect it, Donnie
I'm
Mac.
telling you,
Because you know
it's
what?
going to happen.
I'm hoping the Panthers win it all because of course, now
Me
you got me
too.
excited. You got me into this
Me
freaking
too.
hockey. Now I got to watch hockey every game, and I'm getting there's too much to watch, Donnie Mac. Too
Dude, I'm
much
telling
to
you,
watch.
it's
I'm
fun to
telling you.
watch. Hockey in the playoffs, there's nothing like it, man. I'm no bigger fan. It's like March Madness. I don't watch college basketball as much all year, but when we hit that March Madness tournament, I am on top of it, man. I
100%.
am watching what's going on. I'm reading up. I'm trying to catch every game, catch every parlay, everything possible about. Same thing with hockey, man. This tournament right here, this Stanley Cup tournament right here, is freaking awesome. We've had 4 games go 7 series. Okay, 4 series go 7 games, and we've had at least a half a dozen overtimes and double overtimes in these Stanley Cup playoffs. Man, there's just like overtimes left and right. Vancouver, that's playing tonight with Edmonton. I think in their very first game or their second game, they went double overtime. So I mean, these two teams are no stranger to the longevity of playing hockey, man.
No, 100%. I mean, the first 3 games, I think it was over 7.5 every single game. And the
Yep.
next 3 games have been a little bit tighter with defenses. I think it's been under 5.5. So it's getting a little bit tighter. Maybe this one will be a little bit, a tough grind out game. We'll see what happens.
This series started where Edmonton won in Vancouver won in Edmonton, and then vice versa. Edmonton won in Vancouver, and then Vancouver won back to back games at home, and Edmonton won back to back games, and that's where we're at now. So Vancouver's at home tonight in a game 7. This is going to be awesome.
Also, I just got a notification that Caitlin Clark went out with an ankle injury. They're
That's
already,
not
man.
good.
I'm telling you. So it's going to be
I,
interesting.
I hope
She's
nobody took them on the prop lines.
Oh man, don't talk about that because I almost did. I almost did.
I'm so
Donnie
glad you
Mac,
didn't.
does that sound like you sounded like you were dead there, buddy?
I- I'm glad you didn't.
I was looking at it, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But listen, we talked about WNBA. We talked about Caitlin Clark. It's WNBA, man. What else you want to talk about the WNBA? Obviously, she's not having the greatest time, but she's starting to pick it up a little bit. You can kind of see her getting her footing in there in the game. So
To me, it's the New York Liberty. I mean,
they are good. They are
they
good.
are they're picking up right where they left off last
Yep.
year, and the Aces, of course, are undefeated. They're on a 2-win. And that's exactly where they should be. The Sun, which are playing tonight against uh, the Fever, I believe. Yeah, it is the Sun against the Fever tonight. They're the second best defense team in of the playoffs, but or of WNBA. But New York Liberty, yeah, they're ranked number 2 already to start soon.
Listen, it's deadly.
I like
Like
Sabrina. I really like Sabrina.
listen, I still love Brianna. That girl. That
Yeah.
girl. Man, she. I will admit though, she put Caitlin Clark on the ground with the screen.
Oh,
But
Brianna
I'll give
Stewart.
Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark some credit because she jumped right up and started guarding her right after.
Yeah.
I was
She got
pretty
right back
impressed.
at it.
But that screen, man, I was like, wow. She looked like a little
Yes.
linebacker that just struck the line, running back. It
You
was
know what's
awesome.
funny about that Marshentime? I remember that happening to me early on in my basketball career. When I was in middle school, I remember that happened to me, and that was the last time that happened. That just comes from not paying attention. That's all that
Yeah, I
is.
mean that's you would think one of her teammates would have said screen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean that's pretty important. It
Yeah,
is to
I
have that
mean
kind of
they're still
communication.
learning.
They
Maybe she didn't hear. Maybe something happened. I don't know.
they set
But
her
that
up for
was
that one.
But Brianna
Brianna
Stewart,
Stewart
man,
leveled her.
I'm telling you,
She
yeah,
leveled her.
it's like MMA over there. Like, oof. You're down goes Caitlin.
Paige Becker's doing pretty good
Uh,
for the Los Angeles Sparks too. Her debut was absolutely phenomenal, and she looked very good. She looked right at home. She looked like she's looks like a pro already.
yeah, I mean,
So
listen,
that
Angel Reese is not looking bad in her
Angel Reese, they
debuts and
finally
stuff.
got their first win the other night. Yep,
So we'll
Chicago
see what
Sky.
happens.
They got their first win, and she had a pretty good debut.
Yeah, I mean, it's some interesting things. WNBA is just kicking off, so there's not much to talk about yet.
There's not.
We'll definitely we'll be talking about it more often now. While we're here, we gotta finish our thing. We talked about NFL last week. We did our bottom 10 teams for Donnie Mac did his bottom 10 teams. We gotta do Donnie Mac's 10 guaranteed playoff teams now. So Donnie Mac, are you ready for your top 10 guaranteed players teams? What am I doing? 10 teams. Are you
Uh,
ready? Are
it,
you ready, sir?
see, you're putting some pressure on me now.
Listen, man, I'll bring it out here for you so you can see. These are all Donnie Mac's teams that he chose. I'm making sure I'm not destroying my studio today, though. So we're gonna.
I'm waiting for it to tumble, man. I'm really waiting. You know what? I read an article that had the top 13 teams that are not going to make the playoffs this year.
Uh
All
huh.
10 of my teams were on that list.
Okay.
So I was
Listen, I
pretty proud
respect
of
it. I
that.
respect it. I don't know why this thing won't stay now. Come on, we're gonna make you stay one way or the other.
No, you don't want to do that, Martian time.
Listen, you
You know
hush
how you,
up.
you,
It
you
ain't gonna
control your
happen. I'm gonna
stick.
sit here and hold it if I have to. Donnie Mac, give us your 10 teams that are gonna make the playoffs, sir. Who
Well,
you got?
Martian time, I gotta start with our 2 Super Bowl teams, and I'm gonna say the Kansas City Chiefs, which I think they're going to get a wild card. To be honest with you,
Really?
um, I think they're going to get a wild card.
Who?
They're going to
Wait,
have a
what?
tough go of it.
Who is gonna take over their division spot then, buddy? Just who I need. I gotta know now.
Now, don't yell at me here on this one, but I think San
Oh, I
Diego's
think I'm
got a
going
shot
to.
to do that.
You are
I think
out.
San
Where
Diego's
is
got a
my
shot to
stop
do that.
sign? Where is my
Who?
stop sign?
Listen,
No, no,
hold
no,
up. They
no,
got
no,
a
no.
shot to do it. I said, but I don't think they're going to be the ones that unseat them. I think it's going to
All
be the
right.
Raiders.
My man, you have been talking to me about the Raiders not having a quarterback since the draft. Don't you start with me. We're moving on. Third team. Who you got?
All right, number third team. I'm going to throw Detroit back in there.
I like it. I like it. Got them right there. 14.
Fo- Houston Texans. Most improved team.
Damn. I don't know if they can be most improved next
Let's
year.
go with. Well, they're the most improved in the off season. They're going to be
Okay.
even more
Gotcha.
improved
Gotcha.
next year.
Gotcha.
They're going to be a wrecking to deal with. They're going to be a wrecking to deal with. Getting
All
Joe
right. You got
Mixon,
6
Stephon
more,
Diggs.
though, man. I'm telling
Uh,
you. Now, you keep telling me Stephon Diggs doesn't matter.
well, he's a decoy now. Now with Tank Dell back and Nico Collins, man, he's a decoy. I'm going to go with my favorite quarterback, and I think this is going to be an eye opener for everybody this year. To stop doubting my boy when he gets paid.
There you go.
Throw Tua Tagovailoa up there, buddy.
All right, go ahead. Well, they should.
Throw those
They better
Dolphins
win the
up there.
East. They should win the East. So.
After that, I'm going to go with my boys in the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. I got 4 more.
Go ahead and throw Buffalo back up there.
Do the Bengals win their division?
I think they do on this behalf here. They're going to have a better offensive line than the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to be close. Depends on what Pittsburgh does, man. We could have 2 teams punching the wild card ticket.
So you're going with the Buffalo Bills, even without any of their, without the weapons, with their defense and everything. You're still going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
I'm still going to put the Buffalo Bills in there because they still have Josh Allen, and he's got a new weapon. And once you guys see how this weapon explodes, man, it's going to open up a whole lot of shit.
You got 3 more, man. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Listen,
you got 5 AFC teams right now, sir. You don't have very many more AFC spots to go.
I do. So I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
All right. Where did I just see? I just had them. Over there. Still over here in the thing. All right. You got 3 NFC teams. I'm proud of you. But you still have 2 more picks, sir. Where are you going?
I do. The next one, I'm gonna throw a surprising one in there for you, and I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers.
And that's not
from the NFC side.
I like it.
Jordan Love, I like him. He's already got a 4,000-yard season under his belt. He's only going to get a lot better. The way they've improved their defense in the offseason, I think this is really going to work out in their favor. The next one is going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. So we have pretty much 6 out of the 7 AFC teams on this list. Right here. Yeah. These are Donnie Mac's AFC teams that are going to make the playoff. He says they're guaranteed to make the playoffs. So if you're, one of these teams,
I didn't say they were guaranteed.
Listen,
there, Jack
I told
Wagon.
you who were the guaranteed.
This is a preseason picks, man. Get your funny business out of here.
This is Donnie Mac's guaranteed playoff list, guys. I just want you guys to know this. And I agree with about half of these, but it's okay. I'll agree with some of them. I agree with Kansas City, San Francisco, Detroit, Houston. I will agree with Miami better win the East this year, because if they don't win the East, I give up.
If Buffalo doesn't make it, it's going to be the Jets.
Okay. So you're putting the Jets over, like, maybe the Browns or
Jacksonville,
anything like that?
Browns, yeah.
Jacksonville, yeah.
Because they still have Deshaun Watson as their quarterback, which has not proved shit since he's been there.
Well, they got Jameis Winston.
Joey Flacco. Joey Flacco's a call away,
Listen, you see it here, everybody. We got the bottom half over here. They're all flipped over. Then you got the top half making the playoffs. That's how it goes. Bottom ones, top ones. Let's go. Donnie Max. 20 teams of the NFL. There's still 12 teams out there. So, those 12 teams, you're fighting for a playoff spot, according to Donnie Mac. Just saying. That's not my list. All right. Donnie Mac, what else do you want to talk about today, buddy, before we get off here? I do have a Donnie Mac question of the day, too, just so you know. I'm bringing it back,
I was going to say, traditionally, you've got a few questions for me. If you want to get those out of the way, you're welcome to do so now.
Let's do it. I'm bringing it out. I'm bringing out a Guess Who NBA edition for Donnie Mac's question of the day. Donnie Mac, are you ready, sir?
I am ready, senor.
All right. First hit. I want to give you one hit at a time, just so you know. All right. So you tell
Rat
me.
Wilson said, "Go Gators,
Like
go Gators."
Rhett can just suck it. Rhett, we all know the Gators suck. It's okay, man. They'll be good in
Well,
20 years.
hey, you know what? One thing I'll say about when you're saying that Richardson now, the quarterback for the Colts,
Yeah, he looks great.
quarterback for the
Yeah,
Florida Gators. Look, he's put on about 45 pounds in the offseason. It's solid muscle, man. This guy
yeah.
looks like an
Well,
absolute monster.
too bad he sucked at Florida. All right. First hint. He played small forward. Let me know whenever you want to guess, because then I'll say another hint. Okay.
He played small forward.
He played small forward. Played as a hint, part of that hint too. So he's not playing anymore. 7-time All Star. Okay. He is a Hall of Famer.
Hmm.
Okay. Averaged 16.1 points for his career. Check me to keep going.
Sure.
All right. All right. Let's see. Played on 3 teams for his career. Three NBA
Ever
teams,
win
man.
it? Did he ever win a championship?
Won a championship. Let me make sure. Let me see if he won a championship. Let me go in here. He has won championships.
Multiple.
Multiple championships.
Small forward, 3 different teams, 7-time
Yep.
All Star, 16 points a game.
Yep. Would you like another hint, sir?
Sure. If you got a whole pocket of them, I'll take them all.
Listen, man. I mean, I'm just letting you. I want you to guess it before we get too long. I want to make sure you see how many.
Well,
But I will
okay.
keep helping you out as long as you need me to help you.
You want to keep offering, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Listen, all right. I'll keep going. Um, let's see. We'll go with. He is 58 years of age right now, almost 59.
Damn. So he played back in the 90s.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good time. Yeah, that's about right.
Small forward in the 90s
Small
at
forward.
16
Yeah,
points a
yeah.
game.
Hmm. Rebounds 6.4 rebounds per game.
So he was a role player, but he was a starter.
Hmm. All right,
And
I'll
he's
give you
got
one. Giving
championships.
you one more hint.
That's it? Just one more
94
Martian
to
time?
95, steals champion. Led the league in steals in 94 to 95.
Man, my mind can't even compute in that era right now for some reason. I don't know why. Um,
I don't have much more to give you.
I'm gonna.
Get out of here.
I think. I think Steve Kerr was a shooting guard or a point guard.
I'll tell you,
Um,
he ended his career in Portland.
Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen is correct.
Wow.
Scottie Pippen for Donnie Mac. He gets it. And I'm so proud of Donnie Mac. He does his thing again. Donnie Mac,
Wait a minute.
congratulations, my friend.
Wait a minute. So hold on. Who's the third team he played for? Was it the Hornets?
Houston. He played for Houston for
Oh,
one season.
Houston. That's right. For one season, he played in Houston.
One season.
Dang, that's what
I
was
knew that
throwing
would throw
me
you
off.
off a little bit. I knew
Man,
that
that
would throw
was
you off just a
racking me.
little
I'm
bit.
like,
So.
man, he can't be talking about Scotty. I'm like, that's the 90s. I'm like, man, I can't compute. Why is this throwing me off? I was getting hung up on the New York Knicks or the Chicago Bulls or the Detroit Pistons because I was thinking
Hey, man.
Tayshaun Prince also.
Ooh, that would have been a
The
good
other
one. Yeah,
that
that would have
other
been a good one.
that was the other guy I was thinking there in that era, and I was like, man, I know. Oh man.
Listen, I'm proud of you, Donnie Mac. You did a
Thank
good
you,
job,
man.
buddy.
Thank you.
I'm
You.
proud of you. It took you a lot more hints than I was expecting, but
So
it's okay.
listen, not for nothing, but do not think that you're going to walk away from this questionnaire unscathed there, Martian time.
Questionnaire. Gotcha. Let's do it. What are we doing?
Let's see. Where do I want to take you?
Whoa, now I don't know where you want to take me now.
Do I want to take you to the NFL, Major League Baseball? You got two choices.
Ooh, listen, man, baseball's
NFL,
going.
NFL, baseball. Um, okay, so I'm gonna take you to the NFL, Martian time.
Okay, okay. Hit me with it, man. Hit me with it.
What was the nickname of the
Oh,
Minnesota
Jesus
Vikings
Christ.
defense in the 1970s?
The purple people eaters.
Nice. Well, you didn't even have to think about that, Martian time.
Listen,
There you
man.
go.
I
There you
know.
go.
I know my defense. I like my defense. You
The
cannot
eight
talk to me
six,
about my defenses.
the 863 Sports Buzzers. Cherished listeners would be proud of you there, Martian time.
Give myself a hand. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. I wish I had one of those neat buttons where I could do that, so I wouldn't have to say all that what I just said. So
Yeah.
that's it for me, Martian time. That's all I got for you, brother. You nailed it. You didn't even have to think about it, and I have to give you no hints.
Telling you, man, just going with the purple people eaters. I remember that very well.
Purple people eaters, brother. That's
Let's
what Jared
go.
Allen reminded me of,
Yeah,
man. He
yeah.
brought back that feeling in
He
Minnesota.
did. He did when he was in Minnesota.
Yes, he did.
You're correct.
Absolutely awesome.
Listen, Donnie Mac, are you ready to sign us off for tonight, man?
Let's get it on out of here,
Say
brother, man.
goodbye.
We got things to do, people to see, games to watch, man.
Always.
So until next time, guys, catch us here on Thursday night at 7:30. We'll be doing 30 minutes. We'll have your Hard Rocks lock of the night at 7:30 on Thursday night. Until then, catch us on TikTok every night, giving you the Hard Rocks locks of the night. That's Martian time. I'm Donnie Mac. Peace.